my name is Marissa and welcome to my channel. I haven't made a video in freaking forever and it's partially because of this. And yeah, so I went to the Amen Clinic last month and it has been crazy since then in my head and slightly in my life. So first off, I'm sorry if you can hear fans in the background. I'll try to black out the noise, but I'm sorry, it's hot as heck in California today. So, the Amen Clinic. So, you go 3 days in a row to have like the full evaluation, and that is what I did. We stayed in LA, hence why I had a Hollywood LA vlog. So, first day you go and you do a test, and you go in the tubey kind of thing that goes around your head to scan it, and that is the concentration scan, and I have clips from that here.
Brain scans, yeah. You're gonna see what I'm looking at. Just kind of trying to get an idea of where the trauma was. Give this brain here some squeezes. Firm grip. I'll leave you alone to start the test. I'll come back within about 3 minutes to give you the injection of Serentec, and then I'll remove the IV and let you finish the rest of the test. Okay. All right, let me get my stopwatch. You ready?
Yes.
Same rules, just try your best not to hit X. We're gonna start in 3, 2, 1. If you want to finish the test, you have about 7 minutes left. Go ahead while I'm getting this mic ready, just kind of tuck your hair underneath you just so it's not hanging over the sides. So once you wiggle, or just kind of slide your head back just a little bit. Perfect. I'm going to put this wrap around your forehead, just to help keep your head still. That way if you fall asleep, your head's not going to tilt by accident. Because all I care about now is head movement. Test or anything any longer on the camera. You can rest, sleep, do whatever you like. Just as long as your head stays still. We're going to start heading in. We're only going to your shoulders. Hasn't started yet, it's just doing a practice rotation, making sure we're centered. But once it gets to this bottom underneath it, then it'll stop and the scan will start. So right there. Alright, so scan has started. It's only going to be about 15 minutes. I'll come get you when it's done. Okay.
And then on day 2, you just sit in the room, same kind of process, but you don't do the test, and you go through that again. And then, I'm sorry, my cat is right there. And then on the day after that, you talk to the doctor, and I talked to Dr. Melissa Quinn, and this was at the Encino Clinic, and I have paperwork and a bunch of stuff everywhere from this. So this is going to be a super fun, cool video. Also, on the first day, my dog is now here with my cat. So the first day, I also talked to Adrian about... Juju, you gotta film me. And then on the first day, I also talked to the therapist regarding more background information that I had. Hence, it's all here, but it's also hints in like all of my videos. Like all this stuff is just background information. And then the second day, I took a test to try to just see how my brain goes and everything, and that is what I did. You're supposed to do it beforehand, but I wasn't able to, but that is what happened. And then on the third day, I talked to the doctor, and she told me a lot of stuff, and I learned a lot of stuff and everything, and I guess Juju is just going to be part of the video now. So, let's get my brain scans out. So, you get a bunch of, oh my goodness, my stuff, there's something in the middle of my scans. Here we go. And then this is also, then you get the results from the test you took on the first day, which is what I have here. And then I also have the other test results with my therapist in her office, not here. So I wasn't really going to go over all that yet. Anyways, so you get a thick stack of the brain scans. There are 2 types of scans that you receive, and one of them is the rainbow one. And then one of them is the heaty kind of one. So let's start. after I have all these freaking pieces of paper everywhere. So this is what my brain looks like. I'll get up close. So this is what my brain looks like after the concentration test the first day. And then this is what it looks like at rest the next day. So let me get these before, because they are slightly different, as you can tell on the bottom full top view one, since I don't know which way it shows on here. There is a lot different on there, kind of stating that my brain is never really at rest. And then here you can see some difference between these ones, this is the rest one. So at rest, my brain really doesn't really do anything different. And then let me try to get these two comparable, and then these two comparable. That probably would have been better if I just did that from the start. Okay, so talking about these brain pics, you're gonna see the real, true, raw me. Fuck some nudes. Okay, no, but this. And then we will also show you my baseline and my concentration. Also show you the difference between these ones as well. The top one being my my baseline, which was concentration. No, the top is the rest and the bottom is concentration, because I can't read apparently. Between these two differences, very big differences, but also kind of showing that at rest, my brain necessarily is not rest at all. And then the bottom pictures, so now the top is the concentration and the bottom is the rest. And now it is neither of them. And then here, oh my goodness, here is the difference for the bottom. Now, if this fan would stop, that'd be great, but it's not because it's hot. So the diamond pattern seen on both studies. So this pattern here, if you can kind of see in the writing, it says diamond pattern shown there. And I'm just going to read the paper. It is increased interior cingulate, basal ganglia, and limbic. Indicates post-emotional trauma, because the basal ganglia are these two right there. You can see it pointed at there, so these two parts here. And then the basal, no, that's the basal ganglia. It is more activity than usual. And then the basal, then the thalamic is in the center here, which is also risen or higher than normal. This kind of just shows heat. And then the anterior annulate, which is also the other part, is this part, and you really don't want those at all. And I totally forgot to show you the base pictures. Screen is gonna have the regular basic, what a normal brain should look like. So the increased thalamic activity, which was the center part, because I was wrong and didn't read ahead. This finding may be present in normal functioning individuals, hence my picture on the screen that shows that it's normal on there. However, it is also frequently seen in people with depression or mood cycles. Okay, and then the increased left and right basal ganglia tracer activity seen on both studies, more intense at rest. Is also seen in people who are normal. However, they also see it frequently in people who struggle with anxiety. Left-sided problems are also often associated with irritability, as the right are more associated with inward-directed anxiety. And if you can't tell, my left side is more active, and this is at rest as well. So more at rest is also seeing people with anxiety. On the left indicated irritability, which is very true, especially at rest, especially. And that makes so much sense, and that is something that, like, I didn't necessarily tell to them, and the brain told them. So also kind of in the beginning, I kind of did feel like, okay, this might be a goof, you know? This might be like fake brain scans, whatever. But then you also see the hole where I got shot in my brain. But also these things are stuff that I necessarily didn't really elaborate on, and they knew. So then the increased tracer activity, which I will get the other picture for now. I was wrong on that one. On this, it is my right side that is more active, not my left. But obviously, if you can tell from the picture, my left was still bigger than normal, but the left is inwardly directed anxiety, which is also so true because I have both of them. It just doesn't really matter what side is worse necessarily. And then number 4 is the increased tracer activity in the anterior cingulate gyrus and lateral prefrontal cortices seen on both studies. I don't know. I don't know where part it is. I don't know where this part is. Totally this part. Sorry, I might seem dumb, but it's just really hot and I'm all over the place. Also, hence why I haven't done this video in a month. The whole top part, which is super bad. This is bad. As if you can tell in the normal pictures, in the baseline kind of pictures, my brain, this just is off the rocks compared to the regular one. And then this shows in problem shifting attention that can be cognitive inflexibility, obsessive thoughts, compulsive behaviors, excessive worrying, argumentiveness, oppositional behavior, or getting stuck on certain thoughts and action. And that is literally my life to the T, and I did not say anything about that at all to them, and my brain most definitely showed it to them. Hold on, let me finish. They've also seen it in associations with OCD, obsessional defiant disorders, eating disorders, addictive disorders, anxiety disorders, especially with the increased basal ganglia activity, which we just talked about in number 3. And it's also in Tourette's and chronic pain, which I'm definitely in pain a lot of the time, especially with my face. I've had eating disorders, I've been addicted to things, OCD, not necessarily. Also, number 5, the decreased left temporal lobe tracer activity seen on both studies, and increased left and right temporal lobe tracer seen at rest, which this is now stuck to my leg and now bent. So I'm going to put the baseline picture for this one on. I definitely do like the other one better. It is easier to see. She said itself that this is like a topography. Yeah, I think that's how you say it, map. So you do want to see the bumps on the picture. Oh my goodness. This is why you shouldn't have fans on shift mode. The increased left lobe. The left is this side, and it is circled on here actually. And then increased left and right seen at rest, and this is rest. It is increased, and at left it is decreased. Yes, it's decreased on both, and then it increased at rest. Sorry, that was so hard. So rest is the bottom. So at rest, there is an increase of activity versus the top. And like this part is just closed, so that part of my brain is very, very empty. And that goes with mood instability, irritability, memory problems, abnormal perceptions, which I don't have those ones. Periods of anxiety or irritability with little provoking it, because I can't say this form of that word. And then periods of spaciness and confusion, unexplained headaches, or abdominal pain. And obviously this is from getting shot in the head on my left temporal side. So it says that anticonvulsant medicine would help. I have started on medicine, which we'll get to later. And then decreased also may be associated with learning problems and reading comprehension and auditory processing problems, which I did inhibit directly after getting shot, which I have been working on improving. And then the brain injury shows the decreased prefrontal pole activity, which I will most definitely show, which I think, and the left temporal lobe activity, which we just talked about, and the parietal lobe activity, and the occipital low activity, because I totally just said that all wrong if y'all weren't listening. And that is just all shown here once again, as this part isn't very bumpy as it should be. And then here obviously there's a giant hole there. And then there is decreased tracer activity in the left and right inferior orbital. Also with the same picture up here, the prefrontal cortex, which I didn't finish saying. So from that, and that can be an ADD, ADHD, but I did take the test for it, which was the which was the letter 1 from day 1 of the treatment that you saw, and I don't really show any signs of it. I do feel it like sometimes, but my brain also has a bunch of other things. This will go here first. I'm trying to figure out what to go next. So my goal brain is this. So this is my before, and then this is what my goal should be for my brain. As you can tell, the activity at the bottom that is really not existent there that we just talked about. So on the recovery part of this, on what I should do, I've started taking Lexapro, and I will do a whole nother video about my journey taking an antidepressant and anti-anxiety medication and everything for that. And I haven't also started on the supplements, so that's what on all the supplements, so that's what I've been waiting for to do this video. But then I just said I really need to do this video, and so I'll do a video talked about all about the medication on it. But they also want me to take GABA, and then they do have like an Amen Clinic power and memory, brain and memory power boost that I've been taking along with omega-3 fish oil. I'm going to be going to like a supplement like specialist kind of person, so I will be doing like all that with it, which is also why I've been trying to get it paid for through victims compensation. And then along with that, she wants me to drink like natural calm, stop using cannabis and just use CBD, but cannabis and me are friends. I know it's not really good for the brain and everything, it's just, it helps. I also have gabapentin for it. So I'm just kind of seeing like what really fits me right, because obviously sometimes things that aren't necessarily good for you are really what you need, such as cannabis, which does affect your brain and your lungs and everything depending how you use it. And then also not supplement medication wise was daily meditation, gratitude visualization, and then cardio. And then they also suggested me to get blood work, which I have not done. She also wants me to do the hyperbaric chamber, but I don't think I'm able to do that with my eye, so I don't know if that is necessarily something that I will be doing. I'll go over this packet, kind of. They give you like a whole giant folder of stuff along with it that has your, I got 3 copies of my reports that I had to send in to get reimbursed from victims compensation, and then I gave one to my therapist. And then I have my receipts, and then they just give you kind of like the basic information, like I got one about the hyperbaric chamber and reading these pictures, but you also do get like a description of everything, which was way easier. And then the report, like I said, from the tests that I did, and then all these pictures of my brain, and then just like more basic information about my aftercare, which I will talk about also right now, because you get free follow-up appointments with them. I think 2 with the therapist and then 2 with the doctor, which is included, which is so good because this is expensive. This is $4,000 for all of this that you have to pay out of pocket, which is kind of crazy. So you do that paper, then kind of kill the ants, which is automatic negative thoughts. You do fill out like a 10-page thing before you go, and this is literally just all the information you read, and then when the therapist talks to you, he adds in some other things, which is what all this is. And then you have family background information that isn't there, and then it has the conclusions that I read, then the physician section, which is what I need thing, and then this has my diagnosis that I was diagnosed with, which is depression, panic disorder, anxiety, and traumatic brain injury, and the biological plan, which is the pharmaceuticals and supplements that I just went over. So that is what this big giant packet is. And then on the back there is some reading and everything that is there, and they are available all the time via email or phone, which is so great, and I loved them. This was such a great experience. I got so much information about my brain, like understanding it kind of helps you think that you're not crazy, because like you kind of think that, and then here's like literal facts that show your brain is doing this. It's not fake, you know. It is some good like reassurance that I'm okay. It's my brain that's broken, I'm not broken. If you have any questions, like I said, please comment them below. Social media if you want to be private, most definitely. Happy Little Marissa for everything. I love saying that now. So yeah, this was my experience. I loved it, recommend it so much, like I said, and all that. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm sorry it took me so long. I'm sorry for the fan sounds and my like all over the place too, but that is me. This is 100% the real life on how I am. Give this a thumbs up too and subscribe, because I am doing videos and life's gonna get crazy and this is gonna be great. But I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you have an amazing day, and I'll see you next time.